Hello and welcome. We are back for the last part of Bloody Waters. Let's go ahead and start off with Gandhi. Tell us a little bit about Marta.
Okay. Well, she is a fairly simple person at the end of the day. Mediterranean descent, Italian. Dresses in pretty much normal standard streetwear. I gotta stay inconspicuous with the times, even though the times of where she's from are not long gone at this point. As for many vampires of our age, depending on where we are and depending on how the other vampires are around, probably going to be sticking with the herd of ghouls that I drag around with me. But I don't know where we are, so I don't know what we're doing.
All right. Envy, why don't you tell us a little bit about Maximus?
Alrighty, well, Maximus. Back in his time, in his glory days, people will cheer his name and he will regale everything about just how powerful and strong he is, and just really full of himself, really. So be ready for that. Let's say 5'7", black shoulder length hair. You can always catch him in like a leather jacket and a tank top, one of those guys. Looking for adventure, excitement, ready to see what's out in this new world. Each generation always brings something new and fascinating to him. That's it.
All right. Livespark, tell us about the twins.
So, as the name suggests, the twins, there's two of them. However, it's more of that there is a dual personality going on there. One of them, quite the Machiavellian schemer, likes to kind of preempt who he thinks to be his enemies' moves in a sort of Moriarty type manner, while his other side is a slightly reckless anarchist with a penchant for bombs and rigging up explosives. His history is he's either forgotten it and just makes up something new every time, or he's just coming up with something every occasion it kind of comes up in conversation. He's coming up with something different just to kind of keep himself enigmatic. The reality is, it's different. It's a different story every time.
All right then. Pooter, go ahead and tell us about Röslein.
All right, so Röslein is a child, pretty much. She looks about 10-ish. She's got red hair, usually wears clothes that are too big for her, and usually barefoot. She had a rather rough upbringing. Her sire kind of forced her into being a weapon. So she was a sworn of the axe for the Ordo Dracul for many years. So really honed her killing instincts, brought her really close to the beast. And so when she did finally go Draugr, she was, well prepared to ascend into Belial's brood given the chance.
And that is where we begin with our clutch here. We begin on the night of the first explosions. You guys have been more or less camped out. Obviously, camping for a vampire is not necessarily the same as it is for a human. A lot more RVs and more sturdy materials to keep the sun away. However, the distant sounds of explosions has kind of drawn the entire clutch out to watch the city start to burn. There's roughly about 20 to 30 of you. None of you have really been given a chance to count. War being what it is. Now, the reason why all of you were drawn here, though, was specifically the elder, the leader of your clutch. She is ancient, well beyond most people's imaginations. And while she goes by the name Beilal, you know, there could be some argument on if she's actually who she says she is, but with the amount of age and power she has that you guys have witnessed, you know, a rose by any other name. So, as the city burns, what is everybody doing? Let's go ahead and start with the twins.
Let's do a random dice roll. See who's
See
just do
who's
this
in
on your phone
charge.
quickly. Yep.
Quick question: do the twins have a name, or are they just the twins?
They're known as the twins. They're just the chess master and the anarchist.
Okay.
It's more just so right. 1 to 5 is chess master. 6 to 10 is anarchist, and it's an 8. So probably reveling in explosions, analyzing them.
Most of them are fairly crude, honestly, from what you can tell. It seems like probably these were hastily put together in maybe half of a night.
Amateurs.
Yes, very amateurish. Marta.
Yes, I'm probably just watching the skyline burn and thinking to myself, you know, didn't we want to live here?
The twins are close enough to hear any sort of muttering, so was that allowed?
It's mostly internal, just kind of shaking my head at the thought of maybe we shouldn't light the place we want to live on fire because fire is bad. But I'll keep the thoughts to myself. You don't live this long by hastily making comments.
That is very, very true. Maximus.
Maximus is getting flashbacks to the great fire that happened in Rome back in the day. Not gonna say PTSD, but he's holding onto his sword very tightly. Just looking around, seeing the movement and the flames, even though they may be little, still a bit triggering. That's it.
Rose.
Rose is pacing back and forth, watching. She knows, fire bad, but it looks really exciting in there. A lot of fun. She wants to go play. But she knows she's got to wait for orders, basically. So she's just going to be watching for now.
Honestly, I would think Rose's pacing is going to irritate everybody else.
Probably.
An eager little bunny over here.
I want to go. Why aren't we going yet?
You know why. Stay in place.
But look!
Wait for her call. You do not move without her commander. We always sense her, right? Like, we always know where she is, right?
Well, especially in this situation, she's in camp with you guys. She's just... Right now, she's kind of taken to, like, an overlook. There's a small, like, hill that she's kind of standing up at the top of, just watching at this moment. she's kind of off by herself while everybody else is still kind of down in the main camp area.
I don't approach her, of course not. I just glance in her direction just to see any, facial reactions or signals from her. Just keeping an eye on her.
Rose is gonna run up to her.
Oh, Jesus.
Al,
Oh, no.
can we go in yet? It's all on fire.
Not yet, my child. Not much longer, though. Not much. And she kind of looks down at Rose and actually places a hand on your head and ruffles your hair.
Rose kind of freezes a little bit. I didn't mention it, but she doesn't like to be touched.
Oh.
But since, Bella's probably quite a bit more powerful than her, she's just gonna let that slide.
However, now that she's been engaged, she is going to actually start making her way down into the camp very slowly. As she kind of begins to move, you can start to see other members of the clutch. Some of them, somewhat you could call friends. Others are just acquaintances. Others, realistically, you'd probably throw them into one of the fires if you got half of a chance. But the clutch seems to be moving a little bit more speedily as she kind of takes the lead and begins to speak. All right. So, who remembers why we came here?
To claim new territory.
Kill the vampires.
One equals the other, so you are both correct. And as you can see, our honored guest, and then with a motion, a couple of the clutch begin to drag out Omir. With our special guest here, we have gotten the wheels turning. And then she kind of leans down, and if anybody wants to give me a perception check just to see the state of Omir.
Sure.
I don't think I would care, so I'm not rolling.
Yeah, not really.
3 successes.
All right, so this vampire has seen better days. It seems like he's been given just enough Vitae to be able to wake up every night, but not enough to actually heal from any sort of the wounds that you guys have inflicted over these last couple of weeks. She kind of forces him to look up at the city before kind of chuckling to herself, and she goes, "So, what we're going to do now is we're going to take the city. We're going to march. We're going to take anybody that doesn't want to be taken. We're going to do what we do best. We find any draugrs, bring them back here, or to a safe location, and we'll have fun with that. Do whatever the hell you want, I don't care. If they can't withstand you, then they don't deserve to live." And with that, she actually takes her hands and shoves them into Omir's chest and begins to actually rip him open. And she goes, "Also, if any of you want to feed, go right ahead."
Bloody eagle! She just did it! Yeah, Maximus just has the biggest evilish grin on his face. Yo.
Well, sure, if the opportunity is there. Rose will get in there.
We're very far from Scandinavia for a blood eagle, I gotta be honest.
And technically, this is a reverse blood eagle.
Yeah, blood eagle's on the back, yeah.
Usually.
Oh yeah, the other way. Either way, she still did it! Strong is she?
I've got
So,
a plan for the remains.
Why are you asking that?
And she kind of looks over at the twin. She kind of looks over at the twins and goes, "Oh, honey, you know at the dinner table there's rarely any leftovers."
Just the head.
Okay, gotta watch out for you.
If you can save the head, you can have it. I don't particularly care. Speaking of the twins, she kind of looks over. You four, pointing at the twins, Marta, Maximus, and Rose. I will have a special assignment for you four. Once everybody else has finished doing whatever they want, head into the city. I will discuss with you once everybody has kind of taken off.
Understood.
Special job.
So does anybody partake in the feast? Also, Livespark, if you could actually go ahead and give me a strength plus brawl, because you're going to have to beat a couple of people to secure the head.
Yeah, I figure because it's like everyone can get at him, so anyone call dibs?
If you have athletics, I'll allow athletics here as well.
I will take that instead, yeah. That's a bit of a... One.
That's all you need. You're able, as everybody begins to descend and feast, you are able to detach and abscond with the head quickly.
Just...
Yoink.
Pretty much.
And basically holding it upside down, begin to scoop out the insides.
Oh, why? Oh.
Wouldn't it be Ash, though?
Ugh.
I've got plans.
There are some triadic evolutions that prevent that.
Oh, really?
Just so you know.
Theoretically, he's already dead, though. What, you know what?
Note taken.
So, Rose, you said you're diving in?
Yes, Rose is diving in. Face first.
Maximus and Marta, not partaking in the family food?
No, I heard there's plans. I will stand at attention waiting for orders.
I see no reason to share a meal with the brutes of this group.
Well, it doesn't take too long for whatever remained of Omir to be devoured, and the rest of the clutch begins to make their walk into the city. Roughly from what you've heard, the walk is going to take probably a couple of hours, but there's going to be plenty of empty locations for you guys to find shelter once you're in the city. So it's not that big of a deal. Baelel makes her presence known as she kind of motions for you guys to come over, having noticed that the rest of the clutch has disappeared.
Approach, of course.
Yeah.
All right. So, I am rather fond of you, so I'm going to share this bit of information. You know, knowing being half the battle. There are numerous stricts in the city. Be careful. While I don't if the others can't survive, then, you know, they weren't destined to survive. You guys, I'd like to make sure that you guys stick around maybe a little longer than most. So, just be careful. If you think we're close to the beast, tricks are the same in more ways than one. After that, when you have determined that the city is well and goodly under our control, I will make my way into the city. until then, and she kind of smiles, I will just await your guys' call. And with that, she goes into her trailer and shuts the door.
This is gonna be fun.
So she gave us like free range, right?
Take control of the entire city. How do you guys want to do this? Perimeter or just dive straight into the center?
Well, let's go. Make it up as we go along. Plan A is. No need for a plan A.
Cut the head off the snake, or cut the limbs off the lizard, whatever. I don't know. Start the head or start the
Have to
limbs.
grow their limbs back wouldn't be a great strategy.
But it would be fun. Because then we could just keep cutting them off.
Of
Yes,
course.
but we make no progress.
All right. Start in the center. Move outwards. Get rid of anything that we don't see worthy of her attention. And with that, if okay, could I make Maximus shift? Oh, what did I have down? Sorry. Wolf. Ah, he is a wolf. A giant wolfie.
Does that take any Vitae, just to make
Yes,
sure?
it does. Yeah, it does.
Make sure to spend the Vitae on that.
Yes. There we go. And he is like giant wolf, like Twilight size, if y'all saw that.
So you look like an Urshel.
Yes, I look like an Urshel.
Where did you find a wolf that big?
He just he just shakes his head and just point his not gonna talk, just point and start walking in that direction. Starting to get into a trot. If y'all follow, you follow.
Do you guys follow?
Yeah.
We need a leash.
I'm gonna go
Set up a leash.
retrieve a crossbow from one of my followers here before we walk directly into a flaming hornet's nest. Because this seems like a beautiful idea.
Oh, that reminds me. She looks down and she's covered in blood. I should probably change my clothes.
Don't worry. You look great.
You think?
In a bloody dress, yeah.
All right, I'll keep it.
What type of crossbow is Marta grabbing?
Mechanically, there only is one crossbow.
There's also repeater crossbows.
Where are those stat blocks? I didn't see those. But no, it's just a modern crossbow.
Modern, okay.
Because it's easier to explain why you have a modern crossbow than, like an antique crossbow. It's also a little more effective.
All right. So, as you guys make your way into the city, as stated, it takes a couple of hours, unless Maximus decides to break into a full sprint. Could probably make that into an hour, by the wolf run.
I
But
want to ride the wolf.
You can ride the wolf.
Yeah.
We got a little Red Riding Hood going on here. I just popped up in my mind, yo. Covered in red anyway.
The subtlety of this expedition astounding.
No answer to that. No answer at all.
We don't need subtlety. Everything's on fire anyway.
I was going to ask on the journey, can I rig up the head? I'm mailing that to somebody.
with
Rig?
What
With
are you
a-
making?
with explosives, give me give me your intelligence plus crafts with your expertise in explosives.
Wait, what?
I'm mailing that
Hold
head
up
to
now.
somebody so it can blow up.
Wait.
3 successes. It's going to be a fairly effective type of bomb. What type of bomb? Just a standard explosive, or are we talking like thermite?
There's nails. There's nails in there.
Okay.
It's
Oh my god.
It's a nail bomb.
I like it.
What is this, World War
it's
One?
standard bleach, phosphorus, light of nails. That's you got to work with what you're given.
Excellent. Now, with things being free range, what the hell are you guys gonna do as you enter the city?
Any vamps insta-kill?
Right now in the city, it seems to be mostly emergency medical and emergency services kind of spreading in. Now, from that one Kindred, term being used loosely here for you guys, from what you guys know, this is what the Carthian side of this, or the Carthian controlled side of the city.
Do we know who Omir was, or am I just carrying some rando's head in a shopping bag?
You knew he was an important person to the Carthians, but you weren't 100% sure of his exact title. But you know that his removal caused a destabilization as the flames, as a new explosion goes off in the distance.
Ooh, that was a good one.
No, it wasn't.
No? You're the artiste.
Slowly PTSD from Maximus, shaking it off. He keeps thinking about Rome. But otherwise, yeah, well, he would have told us where his headquarters was, right? With all the past 6 days we had him.
I mean, realistically, the questions that you guys were asking, you weren't really asking him questions, because at the end of the day, anything that he knew was going to be immediately overwritten by what you guys did. So, I mean, why did it matter? The main thing that mattered was getting him out of the picture to cause the destabilization to begin with.
Maybe second in commands? Important people in the city that we can target?
And did any name drops we can whip out of him?
We might have.
Yeah, he's long
He's
dead.
dead.
We're not getting any more information.
I'm just trying to establish what we did get.
Yes,
If
that's
we were
the
trying to
same
get
thing.
anything.
Yeah,
So
that's what I'm pretty much saying, is there wasn't
Okay.
really a huge attempt to get information because he wasn't
Okay.
needed for information.
fair enough.
Okay. Let me see. We're on the Carthian side. Made my own little map on the side. Oh! I tried.
Might I suggest before we go hunting, we find somewhere to fall back to once the sun rolls back around? I would
Okay.
rather know where we're going to end up at the end of the night than spend the last 30 minutes in a rush to find a safe place. Although, I won't care. I don't
Pile
mind
of rubble's not good enough for you?
It could be, but, a little more dignified than the dirt.
Ooh, dignified.
Alright, you see any building? Take it.
Roll me a perception check as you guys move throughout the city. Also, Marta, are you bringing any of your ghouls with you?
None of them are particularly combat people. Or if they are, they're probably not here at the moment.
So you left them all back
So-
at camp?
Yeah, they're back there, but I've told them if someone tries to jump them, burn them.
Jump him back.
Yeah, I have no attachment to any of these people. Do what you need to do.
Well, maybe if we can get a place to stay, they can stay there.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm like. Maybe not just the dirt.
Now, I'm seeing an exceptional success here.
Yay, Röslein. She's got
Rose,
good eyes.
you're fairly privy to certain locations. Like, as you guys begin to move throughout the streets and, looking at different houses, checking to see whether or not they're abandoned or not, one house does begin to ring bells for you. Specifically once you get into the basement.
Oh, we're gonna kill my other character.
Ooh.
It seems to have been a cleared out worm's nest.
Oh, we were too late.
But not everything's been taken. Obviously, whatever they've been working on has been removed. But the tools and the like are still there. Whoever operated out of this nest left in a hurry, an extreme hurry.
So, someone used this as a worm's nest, but they booked it out quick. Can't blame them. Lots of fire everywhere. They took all the good stuff, though. The research. A lot of tools, though. Maybe you can make some interesting stuff, Mr. Twins, whichever one you are.
You can't hear you.
They got chemicals over there, and then stuff over there. Is there any? There's probably no. I assume if they left in a hurry, they took all the most important research, but I doubt they took everything.
That would require an investigation to actually dig up anything.
Alrighty.
But
I will attempt.
But to address the look on Gandhi's face, yes, the vitriol is gone.
Please. But realistically, I can tell you right now, there's still probably notes in this house. Zalata would have kept multiple copies of the notes hidden around the building.
Alright.
And she wasn't the only one there. I don't know what Louis was doing, but
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a
no,
question.
Oh, Louis.
Again, same things. It's his own research probably would have grabbed that, but plenty of notes. Probably left all of his tools. Actually, it's just that they can be replaced.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure Zalata was the same. Tools can be replaced. It doesn't take that long.
yeah.
Alright. So let's get a roll. Wits investigation? I assume?
Yep.
Hey, just barely. One success.
Well, you're able to come up with two very distinct style of notes. One of them seems to be geared towards figuring out the bane of vampire's existence, the sun. While the other one, I mean, it almost looks like the demented crayon scratchings of a madwoman. It's talking about weird creatures akin to Frankenstein's monster and oils that they secrete, and how it can be used to not only embrace others, but also some of these notes tend to veer in the direction of becoming human almost. Like, it's a weird hodgepodge of notes and information.
So, I think there were two people sharing this nest. That's weird.
Very
One of them's pretty standard. You know, how not to die in the sunlight. That's fine. Every vampire wants that. But this other one is weird. It's like Frankenstein and becoming human. It's like how to be a monster but be human. I have no idea. This is a story? I feel like I should have hunted this person if I was, 10 years, 50 years earlier.
Still time.
Yeah, the whole city's ours. If you
Well,
see
they're-
them, you got dibs.
I doubt they're still in the city, but I'll keep an eye out. But anyways,
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
what do you guys think of this place? We can stay here. It's down in the basement, so no sunlight.
Yeah, I mean, let's take it. No one else is going to take it back from us, of course.
I'm sure the hole in the wall upstairs will attract no attention whatsoever.
There was a hole in the
Oh,
wall.
right. There is a hole.
Well, there's a hole in a lot of walls these days, so that may not attract as much attention.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
I mean, we could still look. This is an interesting spot. It caught my eye because, worm's nest. I used to be a worm.
All right. He'll start walking around, going up and downstairs, checking the building. Anything living or undead?
Not in the building currently. You can definitely tell this was the upstairs and the ground floor was very rarely used, honestly. And if it was used for storage for more notes about, once again, the same type of information that Röslein pointed out. Of course, the demented crayon scratchings of a mad woman, there actually seems to be a lot more of them, just because of the breadth and obscurity of the research, it seems like. Matter of fact, Maximus, this current little box of information you found, give me an occult plus intelligence.
Occult? Neuro? And you're doing this on purpose because my intelligence is 1. You're doing this on purpose. So chance die. Dang it. Fucking Maximus.
Can Maximus even read modern language?
I didn't plan that far. So.
I recognize that letter.
Nope. And plus, I'm in wolf form anyway, so not like I would really care.
Well,
I'll just take it and just bring it back.
Well, Maximus is coming back down the stairs with a piece of paper in their mouth.
Yeah, but I'm still in wolf form, remember? I was meaning to ask, do I even fit in this house? Do I even fit in here?
You would fit into the
hole.
Yeah, in the ground floor, realistically.
Okay.
So when I say you see Maximus with a paper in their mouth, you literally just see their muzzle poke through the door into the basement.
I'm gonna snatch the paper before she drools on it.
I will need the same type of check from you,
Okay.
Marta.
Intelligence occult. It's not terrible, but not great. Good enough.
It seems like these are notes. Looks almost like certain alchemical slash chemical notations for something called solace. You've heard rumors of that specific drug.
Would the brood care? I don't know. Do the brood care? They have no humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is a drug that temporarily turns a vampire human, so I don't know.
It would be something to give later if she would ever be interested in something like that.
It's an interesting concept to think that perhaps it was being worked on here, but judging by all the other notes, it's probably the writings of a demented maniac. Set it aside for now, unless anybody else wants to look at chemistry. I doubt anyone here are chemists, so
Chemistry was not my thing.
Passing. passing interest. More
Gladiator.
Pharmaceutical chemistry, not explosive chemistry.
like I say, the other guy.
Potato.
Either way, this place is ours. So just remember it when the time comes. And back on a hunt, I take it?
What is the hunt for, though? That is something your group hasn't decided, really. Outside of finding a place to sleep for the day.
It was
Well,
really just like kill on sight.
It's still early in the night, I assume. Yeah.
Relatively.
Relatively. Okay.
There's still time to do things. Sunlight is not bearing down on you.
Well, this will be good enough, I suppose, and, you know, it'll probably draw more vampires in. And then you can kill them.
Yeah, looking for that a bit now.
Then let's go find them.
Alright, rampage in the city. Rose.
Yes?
Want to ride again?
Yeah. Wait, can you talk like that?
I figured I can. I'm a talking wolf.
Probably not, actually.
Oh, come on!
Well, I don't know. I just thought about that. Can a vampire in an animal form talk?
Probably
You
not,
can
no.
use your disciplines, but that's probably it.
Yeah.
I go outside and I pace back and forth. And wag my tail. Fluff up, my fur. Like, let's go!
Sorry, I don't have any animal kin, so I don't know what that means.
Plus, wolves don't wag their tails usually.
I'm doing it.
That means you're a dog, not a wolf.
Wolf dog.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
So, you want to go?
Before we leave, I'm gonna basically set up that head somewhere outside
You and that
No.
head.
with a note. Let's have a bit of fun. With a note saying, "Call me," and a number and a phone.
Okay.
Let's go.
You might want to call the number.
All right. And
I was gonna-
We'll know if someone's been here at least.
Very inconspicuous, thank you.
Subtlety is not a forte.
I'm gonna call one of the ghouls and say, you know what, we found a place. Make your way over here and don't call the number outside.
The number on, literally, just pinned onto the face.
I'm assuming this has to do with the twins, correct? Referring to the ghouls responding to Marta.
Yeah. Take a wild guess.
I did. I will assume that is correct then. All right. Just give me the could you map quest it? Google Maps it to me, please.
The directions, the address, GPS, whatever.
It'll take us a couple of hours to get there, but we should be there.
Yeah, making sure I'm out of earshot from the twins. I'm just gonna just get rid of it when you see it. Just chuck it in an alley somewhere. We don't need that.
Don't chuck it. Don't chuck it.
All right, sir. We'll make sure to. We'll probably find a way to dispose of it better than just hurling it with arms. We'll catapult it or something.
And I'll rejoin the group as they're probably already running down the street looking for bloodshed.
Probably.
Skipping.
Oh,
Oh, you're not Wolfback?
Oh, I'm
Hey.
skipping to the wolf.
Okay, yay. I like this whole Red Riding Hood theme I got going on in my mind right now.
so with that, you guys So, are you guys going to stick in with the Carthian area, or are you going to move across the bridges?
We know there's a split, yes. Well, yeah, because we instigated the split.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, the side seems dead. So I would say just move on to the other side.
Well, we've barely been here for like an hour.
If that, yeah.
Ah. Okay, search more on this side. If nobody or nothing, move on to the other.
Okay, so I'm failing perception checks here just to see if there's anything fun going on.
You ask 4 people to roll a perception check. One of us is going to succeed.
You know,
Don't be sure.
yeah, I've had it.
Wow! I failed.
Tori got one.
I got
I'm just wondering,
one.
does acute senses work here?
That is for which acute senses? That's just a bonus, right?
Yeah, it's quite a massive bonus.
Yeah, like +2 or something.
No, blood potency.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and since we're talking about senses, I do have extra sense. I get like a 360 degree of vision without having to use my eyes.
You have to activate that, though.
Oh, dang it, I have to level that. Oh, fair.
Yeah, you have
There we
to
go.
manifest it for a scene.
Three successes. 13 dice, 3 successes.
Seems about right.
It's something.
I rolled 4 dice and got 4 successes earlier, so pretty good. We're going pretty good.
All right. Well, vampires seem to be a little bit on the scarce side. It seems like as you hear yet another explosion go off, it does seem like most of the explosions and the like are happening over on the other side of the river. You haven't heard any explosions on this side of the river. On this side of the strait. I keep calling it a river. However, the number of Strix that you have seen in the sky is alarming. Now, the only person that probably isn't alarmed by this number of Strix is Maximus.
Actually zoned out for a second. I had to actually walk away. What happened?
I'm just saying that the number of Strix in the sky is a large amount to everybody except for Maximus, who saw the fall of Rome, or of Kindred Rome, which was, for lack of a better term, a cluster.
Ah.
So, while there are plenty of Strix in the sky, it's not as bad as that night.
Yeah.
How's Maximus feeling seeing this amount of Strix in the sky again?
PTSD level 2. Got a burning city. Got birds in the sky. A little on edge. Want to kind of drift away from them before they even notice us.
Let me throw a perception check to see if they even care at this point. I mean, you guys can easily look up and tell you've been seen, but none of them seem to be hassling you. I mean, a couple of them are following you and watching you somewhat closely, almost as if they're intrigued by your presence.
You shouldn't have a reason because I didn't take that one thing. They shouldn't. I'm gonna pick up the pace if anyone else wants to hop on. Oh, wait, I can't even talk. So yeah, you just see me kind of picking up my pace.
And Röslein hasn't noticed that they're being followed.
What do you mean you haven't noticed? What did you roll?
I rolled 0 successes.
Okay, so yeah, you see me picking up the pace.
Ah,
Turning more into a greyhound, bit of a run now.
did you smell something bad? Or good?
Keep running, keep running.
Is there a car nearby?
They're parked or moving.
Oh, parked.
Oh, several.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and steal one. I have no dots in drive.
Oh no.
To even get into a car, I'm gonna need dexterity plus larceny.
Yeah. That's not bad. One.
Oh wow.
You're able to get in, and it seems to be one of those old, the original, like, Hummer type cars, so all you have to do is actually, like, push the button a few times to, you know, to get it going.
Usually there's wires and sparks and everything, but this... this just starts!
Slowly roars to life.
I hear something.
Now I got a truck on me. That's nice. At least you can keep up.
We're being followed by a truck.
At this point, probably leaning out the windows, just like,
Oh, it's twins.
get out the road. Just like veering left and right.
I take that
I've never done
challenge.
this before, but it's surprisingly easy.
I take that challenge. I'm gonna pick up my pace. I'm gonna race this car.
You want to race?
Wait, where's the other one? We got one in a car, one on me. Gandhi, where's your character?
Standing on the sidewalk waiting for a car crash. Normally I'd get in the car because it would go faster, but I don't know if I trust the twins. Right.
Oh, this is one awesome group. This is gonna be fun.
It's gonna be a disaster.
It's gonna be chaos.
Do I beat the truck? I mean, the Hummer. Do I beat it?
You haven't rolled anything yet.
Yeah, I would.
Okay, what's my speed?
Yeah, what's your speed? And then the speed for a car is what? Not listed.
It is a Hummer. I assume they're not the fastest of vehicles.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it's
They'll
still.
do freeway speed, yeah, so at least 70, 80.
My speed is 12.
I was
Oh,
thinking,
man.
is it automatic or shit or stick?
I don't know about old Hummers.
I think most Hummers are stick.
There's no concept of gears. He's going everywhere in first.
Oh
He's just screaming.
Probably had a hard time getting it into first.
My speed is 12, if that means anything. 12 plus what?
No, that's nowhere near faster than even a Hummer stuck in first gear.
Ooh.
Marta, you're watching these idiots drag race essentially down the
Yes,
street.
I am watching this. And I'm thinking, I need to keep an eye out for a different place for the ghouls. I don't near these three.
Influence.
You should be used to these three by now, though.
Yes, but I thought maybe under, this is a big moment, assignment from high command themselves. I thought maybe we'd be more behaved. I don't know why I thought that.
Give Röslein a goal, she'll behave.
But
I'm gonna, how far away are they from me? Like, they're just going off in a direction. Right?
they've made the U-turn and have made their way back. So they're essentially just drag racing these couple of blocks. Also, since you're like trying to like pull U-turns and the stuff, Livespark, I am going to need a dexterity plus drive.
This is where it all
Flip
goes
it on
wrong.
the turn. Flip it on the turn.
Yo, flip it.
1.
Wow.
No, you maintain it. I mean, you scrape some of the cars, you know. As you do the U-turn, you scrape some of the parked cars on the, you know, side of the road, but, you know, you can't really tell over the sound of the grinding of gears anyway, so it all sounds the same to you.
So I get a second wind.
Well, that was fun. But I think
You
we
didn't
should.
do anything.
But it was still fun. But yes, I think we should do something, though. We're not here just to steal cars and race wolves.
Would anyone like a ride? I've got space for plenty.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna shift back. Shift back into my normal form.
Röslein is still on your back.
Okay. You know, piggyback right to the Hummer. And I wave, well, what's her face over? I'm sorry, I keep forgetting your character's name, Gandhi. Marta. Yeah, I did wave her over. Let's go.
I have no intention of getting into this death trap with this.
Yeah,
rifle.
come on, little.
I speaking my head here, but clearly all the excitement is on the other side of the river.
It does seem pretty desolate on this side, even though we've only been here for a couple hours. It's not much here.
Let's go look on that side and see what there is to see.
As Rose and Max begin to load up into the Hummer, you guys begin to notice numerous house lights turning on. Obviously, the scraping of metal has awoken the general populace.
Let's go.
Yeah, you go on ahead. I'll meet you at the other side of the bridge. I'm gonna find an alley real quickly to go manifest wings at without spooking a bunch of people. Blow my cover.
So
Yeah, so with the sort of in first gear with the handbrake still on, I'm going to absolutely gun it across the bridge.
Yay.
Does anybody have drive, by the way?
Wait a minute. Do it? Nope. Not like I would want to take the wheel anyway. This is fun.
Marta, as you kind of watch them disappear, as you begin to look for an alley, the lights have now, once as stated, they've turned on, and now the people have made their way downstairs, and they're kind of watching the Hummer, you know, slowly disappear down the street, grinding its gears. And there's numerous of them kind of looking at you because you were relatively close to the Hummer, kind of looking at you with their arms, you know, up like, the hell's going on? And then lots of them begin to notice their cars.
They got in the Hummer.
Kinda.
And their irritation is, you can taste it in the air.
I could just sit here and mesmerize them to say, go back to bed. But do I care?
That's
not all of them are looking at you, by the way, but definitely a couple of the houses that you're standing closest to are definitely looking at you like, what the hell's going on? And a couple of them do quite literally phrase that question to you. What the hell's going on?
We need subtlety. I'm gonna start spam mesmerizing. Because it is free to use. So why wouldn't I?
I'm not gonna make you roll like 700 times. Just give me one roll, please.
Okay. Intelligence expression dominate.
Two successes. Their eyes glaze over, and what exactly are you telling them?
Just go back to bed.
The ones that were interrogating you do turn around and just head back into their house. Some of them are muttering with, "Oh, that noise is so obnoxious. I'm gonna have to deal with this in the morning."
You have just finished listening to this week's episode of Vampire the Requiem 2nd Edition Bloody Waters, part of the Domain Gaming's Contagion Anthology, written and told by Wyverian. A special thanks to you, the listener. If you wish to continue supporting us, subscribe, like, and share. And as always, comments are welcomed. Until the next chapter, how will you satisfy that thirst?